And we're live. You're listening to Megan and Malaika, the best single duo on the airwaves. Welcome back to Tinder Talks.
We're so excited to be back with another episode for Season 2 and have amazing guests planned to join us on the show. But before we get to introduce this week's guest and topic, let's do our weekly recap. What have you been up to, Megan?
Well, it's really funny what I've been up to because, believe it or not, I had a date for tonight. I had a real-life date for tonight planned to go see a movie with a girl, and what's funny is that I didn't realize we were recording the podcast, so I had to cancel my Tinder date to come on here and talk about how I'm single, which I think is some fucking ironic-ass bullshit.
That's also your fault, though, because it was on a calendar.
It was on a calendar. It was on a calendar. I know it was on a calendar, but, like, I just forgot to put it. I saw it was on our calendar, and I forgot to put it into my personal calendar.
Yeah.
So then when I looked to see if I was doing something, it wasn't there. So then I got your text this morning, and I was like, well, which is so funny because I met this girl on Tinder, and I was like, yes, finally I'm going to have a Tinder Talk story for my Tinder podcast where I talk about Tinder. And then I had to fucking cancel it so I could come here and talk about how I hate everything.
Did you reschedule?
We're planning on rescheduling for next weekend, but she didn't seem very gung-ho, so that really might be that might be screen on that, which is, you know, whatever. Yeah, she seems really nice, but we're gonna go see a movie. I was really nervous. I didn't realize this until I, was gonna go on a date today, that I haven't been on a date in very long. Oof. The last date I went on was the one I went on in the summer with that guy who was weird. So I haven't really
the
been
loud
on
one.
Yeah, the loud one. I haven't been on like a successful date in so long.
That's
it's kind of a bummer.
Relatable.
I don't know. I don't know. How do you meet people?
That's a great question.
I don't know. I feel like I know that we're on this Tinder podcast and we're supposed to meet people from Tinder and date them, but like, God, what I would give to meet someone in my real life, not online, and then date that person. That'd be great.
Aww. Yeah, honestly, I would like to just say on air what O'Neill did to us today.
Oh my God, O'Neill said some shit to us today. I'm so mad.
No, it was a little shady, where he basically was like, I just figured you guys would be in relationships by now.
Which, no, I don't think that's okay. One, because O'Neill is single, so like, were you pointing fingers, bitch?
I had a great date last night.
Did you really?
Excuse me?
Wait, okay, pass. Usually we don't.
Oh, fuck. Okay, I don't want to.
Over here.
It was a regular date, but I ended up going back to her place, and it was very fun.
Wait, did you meet them on Tinder?
Yeah, it was Tinder.
What?
Damn.
I'm shocked. O'Neill really, I can't. Sometimes O'Neill really.
Look, I would like to give this disclaimer that I love O'Neill so much. He's one of my best friends. I wouldn't give him up for anything. Having him in my life is incredible. How he pulls so much is a fucking mystery to me. I don't understand how he is constantly getting
either.
some.
And I'm gonna say,
as fuck.
Oh,
no, you wear cargo
not.
shorts for
You
funsies.
you have cargo shorts on every fucking day of the year. Your socks are always above the ankle. You're the worst.
We went to Costco and he bought those mud shoes and already had 2 pairs.
No.
Mud stompers or amazing?
Oh gosh, are you wearing them? You are. You're wearing the black ones. He's brown ones.
Nuh-uh. These are just
They
my
look
regular
just like
Fifas.
that.
You're the worst. And I think it's unfair that I am the worst, yet I don't get any. You're the worst and you get some, but I don't. I think
that
this
her?
is sexism. I have a hypothetical for you. If
What's
you didn't
up?
know O'Neill and if you went to another university, because I know you have your BU rule, if you went to another university, do you think you'd swipe right on O'Neill?
Hell no.
You don't know.
No, I know.
I think on O'Neill in a Tinder profile that was good, I might, but on his current Tinder profile, that's
exactly.
a fuck no.
No, that's
Tinder profile is
exactly
so
because
bad.
when O'Neill smiles, his entire Tinder profile is his side smile, which is so creepy. You don't even know what to do with yourself when you see it.
He looks like a scarecrow.
Disappear.
He literally
It's
gives
so
a
bad.
scarecrow smile. It's fucking awful. It's disgusting. Because you're not bad looking, but when you make that face, you are. You are
I
bad
know.
looking with that face.
Well, I guess O'Neill has been single savvy. Megan has been single sad.
I've been single sad. I had the potential to be single savvy, and then I was single sad because I played myself. So.
I saw the person that I went on 4 dates with who literally didn't drive me home, and I'm salty about it. I saw him on the street out of nowhere, and we both
Ooh.
avoided each other's eye contact. But I think it's because I'm the one who kind of cut off communication.
Yeah.
For those of you who are listening, if you don't remember, it was the guy who I went on a date with, and then he let me walk home an hour when he had a car. And I was like, that's just, you're gross. And
That's
second
when
off,
Malaika said one of my favorite quotes she's ever said to me, which is, I want to go on 4 dates with you and then never speak to you again.
And I also saw the person whose name I won't mention, but that I'm currently obsessed with. It just so happened that we're walking out of class at the same time, and he looked up from the door at the time that I looked to the right, and then I saw him, but I looked a hot ass mess that day. So I looked at him and I just kept walking and didn't say hi, didn't stop, and just like obviously kept walking after staring him dead in the face. And now I feel really bad about it and I won't stop thinking about it. It was terrible, but I just didn't look good that day. I had to leave.
That's rough.
Oh, well.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm also very single, sad. I don't know. Our O'Neilly challenge for last week was to get a date on Hater.
So here's why that didn't happen. Because the only people who use Hater are 30-year-old men and above. And I don't want to go on a date with a guy who doesn't have hair anymore because he was balding. I don't need that negativity in my life.
I distinctly remember a period of my life, aka freshman year, where I talked to a 52-year-old man. And I don't know why. I remember kind of just thinking it was really creepy because he was just like, oh, what are you doing with your homework? Are you done with your homework for the day? And I was just like, this is really weird. And I felt like he was my grandfather. And I had to leave.
So here's the thing with older men is I think the older they are, the more likely they are to murder me if we go out. So like,
no, that's true.
If I go out with someone who's 21, they're probably not going to go out. They're probably not going to murder me on our date.
He had a house. He lived there himself. He had a cat. And I don't know why I was entertaining. I knew that like I would never even meet up with him. I thought that was super creepy. He had a Snapchat. But I was just like...
I hate that.
I don't know why I was entertaining the
so
idea. It was weird. But I don't know. Well, I'm going to introduce this week's guest. Her name is Kylie. She's a real-life, actual, functioning adult from America's Dairyland. She has the same last name as me because, fun fact, we're cousins. And today we're going to speak about adult relationships. But before we do, what do you have to tell us about this week in dating news, Megan?
Before I talk about dating news, I would like to go ahead and make this disclaimer, which is I did not know they were cousins. So I feel like a fool. Great. Let's move on. I just never came up. Malika was like, oh yeah, let's have Kylie on. And I guess because we'd met before, it was assumed that I knew. So she's never like my cousin Kylie. It was just like, let's have Kylie on. I was like, great. Malika's friend Kylie, having her on the show. Nope. Cousins. Not that you can't be friends and cousins. Because you can't. Okay, so I have 2 articles this week because I usually have 2. The first one is from the Huffington Post, which means it's fact. This is a fact. This is from a real news place. It is the fact. It is from the Huffington Post. It is called "How to Date Like an Adult" by Abby Draper. Thanks, Abby. It gives a few tips and tricks for if you want to get out of the old like teen college dating phase.
And it's a listicle.
It's not a listicle. The 7 immature dating habits isn't. It's a listicle.
Just kidding. I'm looking at the wrong one.
So, I mean, like, she starts the article saying, I don't know if this happens for everyone, but for me, there's a series of moments or experiences lately that, in reflecting, are slap you in the face, you're an adult moments. And I think that slowly but surely, Malaika and I guess O'Neill, encroach that point where we're going to have to start being adults and dating like it. So this just gives you a few, like, tips on how to date like an adult, which are don't fake it, try new things, be honest, don't give up what's important to you, have fun. These seem like things that I would use in my regular dating life.
Yeah, those are very generic.
Which are super generic, but I think when you get into them, they're less generic. Like, I think what the article's saying as far as, like, don't fake it, especially, is, like, when you're young, you kind of go on dates and you're like, oh, we'll just have fun. It's whatever. I'll say I'm having a good time. When you're an adult, you don't have time for that because you're aging fast. You're going to die soon. So you can't fake it. There's no time. There's no time.
Dang.
Don't fake it. You got to be there. You know, you got to be interested in me. And then the be honest, it's like, I think that's a good rule for all relationships.
Be honest.
So that one's just pretty like, don't give up who you are kind of when you're an adult because you have adult things to do, but you still want to date. That's basically the whole article. I prefer the one that is a listicle from Elite Daily, which we've had a lot of articles from, called 7 Immature Dating Habits You Need to Drop If You Want to Find Love.
Oof. How many of these do I do?
I know, that's funny. one, use your words. The first thing it says is, will you go out with me, in quotes, which at first when I first saw this, I was like, that's bullshit. And then I was like, no,
that's accurate.
That's so accurate. Malaika and I will never ask someone out. We're the worst.
I always talk about how I hate people saying, let's hang out versus like, will you go on a date? It's like very confusing. So use your words.
Plan something. Once again, Malaika and I don't do this.
Yeah, sure.
It says once both parties agree they'd like to spend time in a public space, they should communicate when and where. That's great. It's something I don't do because I'm a child. I think this one's pretty good. Show up. That's to me and all the men I've ghosted and blown off in my day. I can't do that anymore if I want to not be immature. I see how it is, Elite Daily. Can't ghost these boys anymore. Yeah, that's pretty standard. 4 is connect.
With a picture of two people.
With a picture of
touching
two people
fingers.
Like, what's that painting? The Michelangelo one? What's the two? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
It's like, what's it called? It's called something's touch. I don't know.
Something David. It's something about David.
No, David's a sculpture.
No. The
it's like God's touch, isn't it?
Moses. I don't know.
Two
hands just pulling out the Bible.
Touching.
It's something about
painting.
God and Moses and David and something.
I'm weak.
The creation of Adam.
Creation of Adam. That was not even close.
There you go.
Ooh. Okay.
Great. Now that that's settled, 4, connect. So I think this is just saying when you're dating as an adult, you actually have to connect with each other and not just be like, oh my God, you like books? I like books. Because that's how every Tinder date goes, is being like, you like the most generic thing in the world. It's like, you have an iPhone, I have an iPhone. That's crazy. 5, don't forget your social skills. I do this. I'm terrible at meeting new people. So I just forget how to
There's a note in here about eye contact, which is such a scary skill to learn if you're really bad at it. And I have seen people who are really bad at it.
Yeah.
But also, this is a note to all the loud people.
Yes, that is true. Hey, you boy who I saw on Understanding Media, and then also we went on a date and you were loud. This is for you. Number 5, don't forget your social skills. Be quiet and pay for
also
it.
for you, August.
Well, okay. 6.
Okay.
Somebody freaking pay is the number, is what number 6 is. Yeah, that's pretty standard.
What do you think the rule is? I think the rule is whoever asks the person on a date should offer.
I think it's cute though, like the back and forth.
Oh
like,
no, that's check
okay,
dance. That's different.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Check dance is very standard. I always do that.
I don't like that because
Malaika does not
BS.
do that. Whereas
Just
like
pay.
I like check dance, so if I'm on a date with someone and they go for the check and I'm like, oh, even if I have no intention of paying, every time I've done this, I've never had any intention of paying, but them taking the check and being like, oh no, are you sure? I can get. Oh, are you sure? And then they pay it. It's like chivalrous. I never intend on paying, but I always do check dance. Malaika is like, you can go ahead and take the check.
No, I always split it. I feel uncomfortable with people paying for me, especially if they're in college. I'm just like, we're all broke in this world. But
that's exactly why they're buying me dinner and not.
But I think a general rule is whoever asks the person on the date should pay. I did have someone once say, if you come to me, I'll pay, because I was paying to go over, like take the tea over, or then I ended up paying because I wanted him to come here, so I didn't waste my day. So that I thought was a good rule, but that was kind of predetermined. I don't know.
Number 7, I think, is the biggest one, which is don't play games. College students love to play games, and as this article says, the true adult test is when you're on the opposite side of being rejected. If you want to go out with someone again, but he or she isn't interested, respect that. You don't want to date someone who isn't interested in you.
Oof. How do you end? Wait. The end of this article says, the key to ending a date well is to not offer empty promises. If you don't intend on going out with the person again, don't say, let's do this again sometime, which I have definitely done.
I do that basically every time I go on a date with someone who I don't want to go on a date again. I finish it with like, oh, this was fun. We should do this again sometime. Because I'm an asshole.
No, then you like ghost them. You're like, oops.
So, happy dating.
Happy dating. Dating is rough. All right. Well, we'll be back in just a second with Kylie, my cousin. Now that Megan knows.
Yes, Malaika's cousin, Kylie.
Yes. Hi, Kylie.
Hello.
Hi, Kylie. Malaika's cousin Kylie.
So I will just set the record straight. Based on our weird family structure, I'm actually her dad's cousin.
That's true.
Second cousin, then.
So
She's my second cousin.
First cousin once removed, actually. Thank
Once
you.
removed, yes, technically.
Ooh.
Yes.
But she's a youngin' and my dad's old,
am,
so she's my cousin. I've
Yep,
adopted her.
It's
That's all
better
that
this
matters.
way.
It works out.
But you're kind of cousins.
Yes.
We're cousins.
That's fun. Hey, Kylie. How are you
Hello.
doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
That's
Better
good.
now that I know you guys are cousins. So you're an adult.
Kind of.
Kind
She's
of.
a real functioning person.
I have been out of university for over 2 years now. So
Whoa.
as adult as that
Yes.
qualifies me to be, that is what I'm here to represent.
And Kylie is in an adult relationship.
This is also
as
a
I
fact.
qualify it.
Yes.
Whoa.
She's dating an old man. No,
He
he's
is
29. Is he 29?
Yeah, he's turning 30 next week.
Whoa.
So
AKA an old man.
yes.
And would you like to share how you met?
We met on Tinder.
Woo!
Wait, really?
I am a Tinder success story. We have been dating for, wow, it'll be going on 4 years.
Oh, no.
That's so long.
And they live together.
We do. We moved to Boston together. I got a job right out of college. He moved here with me. It's all very cute. Very cute.
I will say they do match each other very well.
Wait, what was the opening line?
He literally just said, hey. There was nothing special. I look back on that moment like, God, what? Why did I do this? But then I look at his luxurious blonde hair and I'm like, ah, yes, that's why. Okay.
Oh, we love to hear it.
When you met him,
Mhm.
what was your meeting place?
So we had been messaging on Tinder for probably a week. And so at the time, he was working at Epic in Wisconsin. So he travels a lot. He was flying between LA and Connecticut between projects. And so while we were messaging, he was in LA. He got back, and it was maybe a Saturday night. I was out with a friend, coworker, and then he was like, hey, I'm at this bar across the street from you, so not creepy at all. Do you want to come over and have a drink? And I looked at my coworker. I'm like, Miranda, let's fucking go. You might have cute friends. So
Let's go, bitch.
yes. So we show up and we were already drunk, and I bought the biggest beer I could order because that is a good idea before you meet a new person to just constantly continue drinking. And when I walked, I saw him across the room, and he was surrounded in this semicircle of half naked girls. And I mean half naked in the sense that it was January in Wisconsin, and these girls weren't wearing pants. Like,
Whoa.
there is no reason to be clubbing at this, like, hometown bar in Madison, Wisconsin on January. So I walked up, and he must have heard me kind of, like, walking or, like, approaching, because he turned around mid-sentence and just, like, cut all those girls off and was like, hi, I'm Marty, and, like, held his hand out.
Wow.
And it was the most baller move I've ever seen, and it made me feel very special. So
The story tracks
yeah.
so well.
It was very cute.
That's so cute.
So yeah, I refused to go home with him, but he walked me halfway to my house and then abandoned me to go get pizza while I walked the rest of the way home. And I think
what a
that
gentleman.
nicely
This also tracks.
I think that's fair.
So yeah, so that was the first night we met.
That's so cute.
And it didn't stop.
Yeah,
That's so cute.
Marty's a fun person.
he is fun.
He reminds me of, if I was like under 10 years old, he would be an uncle figure.
Absolutely. I have 3 nieces and nephews, and he is
Yeah,
exactly that person.
But since I'm a little bit older,
And that would be weird. And that would be
but yeah,
kooky.
he, like, if I was 7, I'd be like, oh, like, he's definitely like that uncle person. He has an uncle energy.
he does,
him.
yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Did you ever, while you guys were dating, were you ever like, oh, I might ghost him because this is a Tinder date?
Ooh.
Did you ever think about it?
I thought he was going to ghost me. So it was right after that. He left on a trip to Connecticut that following week. So then that next weekend, he went to Vegas with a bunch of his coworkers. And then they had a week on a project in LA. So he's like, oh, I'm just not going to come home. I'm going to go stay at the Cosmo with all these girls that I work with. And I was like, oh? Oh. And he didn't text me the entire time he was in Vegas. Not a single text, nothing. And I'm like, well, it was nice knowing you. I guess we'll maybe never see you again. And he came back, and I just remember so vividly it being Valentine's Day. And I went on another date with a guy because it was Valentine's Day, and I didn't think he was going to call me back. And he messaged me Monday morning or whatever and said, hey, do you want to get drinks Friday night? I fly home Thursday night. So he was very aggressive about seeing me again. And I was like, you don't ignore me in Vegas, but Monday morning I get the text. Okay. Well,
I see how it is.
I see how it is. So
What happened to the other guy?
It was a no. I ended that one pretty quickly.
It was a no.
So I did the adult thing, and I said no thank you at the end of the date. So
Oops.
That is so adult. When I was asked if there was going to be a second date, I chuckled and made a joke because I didn't want to say no. So that was...
Throughout your relationship, what parts of it separated it from your younger dating experiences?
I think this one was different because it was the first time no one asked me, will you be my girlfriend? We were just I don't know how to put this nicely. I hope my mom never listens to this. We were just like fuck buddies.
Mine too.
It like developed into a relationship as I was at his house all weekend, every weekend, and then we went on a trip together, and then I was at his friend's wedding, and then I was like, can I call myself your girlfriend because we're going to meet all of your college friends and I don't know how to introduce myself. And that was sort of the end of it. He was like, well, of course I don't have to ask you to be my girlfriend, you just are. I was like, wow, this is the most adult thing that's ever happened to me.
That is so adult.
I was 21. I didn't know what to do with myself.
You were 21? Oh, you're
Yeah.
only 25, I guess.
Yeah.
No, that's still so adult, though.
Yeah. I mean,
That is very adult.
because that would have made him 26 at the time. So,
Yeah.
math.
That's so adult.
Kylie majored in
my
math.
God. That's just crazy to me because I thought about that recently where it's like if you date someone long enough, then eventually you have to be like, oh, are we like exclusive? Are you my boyfriend? Are you my girlfriend? But damn, when you're an adult, that shit just happens.
Yeah, I was.
That's crazy. That's kind of fun, though.
It makes a lot of sense.
That's so like, it just happened. And then you got to the glory of him being like, of course you're my girlfriend.
I know.
You're like, oh my God, me? Who, me?
I will say it's so interesting because Kylie and Marty have those personalities. Like, you're both very direct people. And I don't know if that's because you're adults or if that's just how you are. Like, I could never get myself to be like, so am I your girlfriend? Because I'm afraid of hearing the answer, no.
Yeah.
But Kylie would.
It took me a long time, though. It got to a point, so we had been dating, officially seeing each other. We started seeing each other at the end of January, and then by March, it was St. Patrick's Day. We got drunk, and we planned a trip to Egypt together.
Wow.
Like, we had only known each other for a month and a half at that point, and then we left on this trip after I finished classes for the year in May. So I had known him for all of like 3 full months. So that, and we got back from that trip, and then his friend got married the next month. So there was just sort of a point of, all right, we just spent 2 weeks together in the Middle East. Is it cool if I'm your girlfriend or not? Because I feel like we've taken all the basic steps.
Oh, I thought we were friends. What?
See, that's why I feel like with college boys, that's what they would do. Or it'd be like months pass and, you know, you're doing all those things and you're like, okay, so am I like your girlfriend? They'd be like, whoa, I don't want to put labels on anything. It's like, okay, well, I've met your parents, so.
Definitely.
What is advice you would give us for being adults?
Young singles looking for love.
Young
what would you
singles
tell
looking
us?
for
To find it, girls, I got nothing. No, I am like, to keeping it, I can give you some tips, but like to finding it was just sheer dumb fucking luck. I told myself I don't want to date anyone. I just want to find someone to have fun until I graduated.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up finding someone who now moved with me after I graduated. It was like a wild first year of our relationship. So
it's a big jump.
I think, yeah. And I think truthfully, the best advice I can give you is you find someone that's enough. And it sounds really negative when you first hear that. So don't cry yet. It's more of finding no one is perfect. So you have to find someone that checks your boxes and brings a little bit more to the table, but no one's going to check every single box that you like. No one is going to be, I wish Marty were 5 inches taller. Like, yeah, that'd be cool, but like, is that really necessary to us being happy? Like, all right, I'll let this one go. So it's find your boundaries.
How do you field like you're like fighting and like having complications, and especially when you live together?
Questions?
Hey, I'm ready to be an adult soon. When, you've moved in together.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first, at what point did you decide to move in together?
Well, so all right, I'm going to do some timelining here. So we met in January of, oh God, what year is that? 2012, I believe. So January 2012 is when that doesn't feel right.
Nope. 14.
Yep. 16.
16.
If you was
I was
for 7 years.
I'm the worst math major. Let's just leave it at that. So we started dating in January of 2016. I had a job offer from my current position by November of 2016. And I was like, all right, I'm going to move to Boston for this job. And he said, cool, we're moving to Boston. And like, that's about
he said, cool, when's the plane? When we move together?
That's so cute.
So we got
to be in love.
Now that you've moved in together, when you have fights and you live in the same place,
mm-hmm.
What do you do? Where do you go?
What do you do?
We have designated spaces. So my designated space, and I guess to preface this, when we had a smaller space because we had a roommate, which is like living together on training wheels, highly recommend. It's a good way to get a taste of it while having like a comedic break every once in a while. So that was the best part. Like my space was always our bedroom, and his space was the living room where he plays his video games. And it was about having a space where you can go sit and be angry for a little bit while the other person cools off, and then you talk about it later. Some people can duke it out right then and there. I am not one of those people. I just start saying things that don't make any sense, and I argue until I die. So it's like now that our roommate's gone and we've expanded, I have like a study area, and that's my space where when I'm pissed, I get to go just sit there, play on my laptop until I cool down a little bit, and then we'll talk.
What's your biggest grievance that he does? Like, what's the thing where you're like, oh my God, I wish you would stop doing that? Like, that makes you have to take space.
It's a great question. He sometimes follows me around with a vacuum or a duster, like making fun of me that I'm messy and I drop
Oh my God.
And it's like, it's comical until I have a bad day at work and I'm like, I will punch you in the nutsack.
What do you think you do that
I make a mess. Admittedly messy.
That's so funny.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny following you with the vacuum.
Well, so I recently upgraded him. I bought him a Roomba. So now he just has a Roomba that chases me around the house. It's
DJ Roomba,
right,
pump up
yeah.
the jams. Wow, that's awesome. Electronic robots are fucking incredible. I don't want to get too off topic, but the fact that you don't have to vacuum because a little robot's going to do it for you, that shit's incredible. I want that. I want that for myself.
It picks up so much dust. It's disgusting.
I want that.
When thinking about the future, what do you think you want to do?
I mean, in my personal life, I'd like to go back to school at some point. But I guess that's not really related to my Tinder relationship. Marty also wants to go back to school, so that adds a wrinkle into things. But I don't know. I think the running estimate on our marriage date is 4 to 5 years out. We've been very slow moving after kind of shotgunning the first year. So, we got time.
That's a good time. I can't wait for the wedding. Haha.
Haha, Marty, take a hint.
Ha, Marty.
Marty, don't feel pressured. I'm here for you, pal. Don't feel like you have to do anything, Marty.
Psychotic. You ready for a game?
I am ready for a game.
We're going to play.
My heart is so warm right now. I'm sorry. We usually just have guests on the show that like hate their lives and are single and like want to die, and it's just really nice to have someone who's feeling success.
I also struggle with depression. Do you want me to talk about
no,
that?
No. We love therapists in the
Oh,
family.
Yeah. If you haven't read Hillbilly Elegy, highly recommend.
It's my family.
It is the
book.
it is the story of our family.
Literally my family's book.
Oh my god, is it the quiz you just sent to me, Malaika?
It is. So I have a quiz. We're all gonna take it. Well, maybe not O'Neill.
No, I think O'Neill should take it.
Okay, so we're gonna do it. I'm gonna read the questions and keep tally of your own score. This is a 1950s Cosmo quiz on whether you should be a career woman or a wife.
Oh, hold on.
So now we'll know.
So should I be a wife or I'm confused?
I guess if you're gonna be a career man or a wife.
I'll be a stay-at-home dad.
Okay, Kylie doesn't know this, but O'Neill really wants 10 children.
Oh, I do know that.
Oh yeah, maybe I've talked about how I've talked about how stupid it is.
Yes, yes, you have.
He wants 10 children. Starting yesterday.
25. I still have a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 21 this year.
I'm weak.
Whatever.
All right, you ready for these quiz?
Okay.
I take pride in being a career woman, so I'm going to be very disappointed if I'm a wife.
Okay. Be honest with your answers. Number 1. Would you be inclined to look down on a man if he made less money than you happened to earn at your place of employment?
Yes.
Oh, then you happen to earn at your place of employment.
Are we at the same level?
Wait, would you be inclined to look down on a man if he made less money than you?
So
Yeah,
if
you have the same job.
If you have the same job and he made less money than you, I'm gonna say it wouldn't be bothersome unless they were bothered by it, in which case I would look down on them because of their attitude.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be bothered by the situation though. Like I'm not gonna look down on him
Yeah.
because he like makes less money than me.
I would just assume he's not as good at his job.
Yeah, that's what I would assume as well.
Wait, then if he wasn't, then I would also be inclined to look down at him. Okay, I'm gonna choose yes because I think more situations would point to yes, unless he was just a really great person and then just made less money. But that also
Based on the average white male attitude, I'm going to say yes.
that's
say
true.
no.
That's true.
I'm gonna look at it very factually, which is, do I look down on a man because he earns less money than me? No.
I would.
He shouldn't, though. You should make more money.
I know I should make more money.
Yes.
I think just like the reason would be no. If we I guess it really depends on what the situation is. So I will say no for now.
For me, should I be switching it so that's the woman that makes less
Yes.
money?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm making sure. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so yours is also no.
It damn well should be.
It's a little different, but yeah.
Do you believe it is absolutely necessary for a girl or a man to complete her college course before she marries her boyfriend?
Yes.
Yes, I
Yes,
do.
absolutely.
Best
Absolutely.
life advice I ever received is no babies, no marriages, no felonies before 25. Whatever you want to do at that age.
Is that
it's
like
fair
a
game.
common saying, or?
I have no idea.
It
My,
varies
like,
good.
my
No
social
babies,
studies
no
teacher in
felonies.
high school told me that.
I mean,
Well, it
it's
was
a
no
good
prison
rule.
sentences, no babies, no marriage until you have
Yep.
your degree. Yeah.
Well, I'm now 25, so felonies. I'm ready. I don't want kids, but
I'm ready for the jail cell.
I'm ready,
know?
baby.
Do you find the idea of sex so distasteful to you that you don't want to discuss it or have it discussed?
No.
Well, I'm gonna say
Wait,
obviously
what?
no, because
No,
we're all
wait,
some
what?
thoughts in this room.
Yeah, what the fuck? That's a
I'm
part of the
sorry,
package,
who?
baby.
All right, let's move on. That question barely matters.
After you go to the altar and are married, would you rather continue to work and wait to have children until sometime later? I would say yes for me.
Yes.
wait an eternity.
That's
yes.
a no for me.
Yes.
but I think I can balance my work life and my children life, but that's me.
Oh, fair.
Okay, heathen.
Would you prefer to entertain at a restaurant or a country club than in your own home where you would prepare the meal?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like hosting at my
I'm a
house.
very good cook. So
I don't
I'm
want to
gonna
do the
say no.
dishes.
I don't want
fair.
to see what gets me more is doing the dishes. I don't want to do that. Well, I just don't
don't
have
like anything.
No, I have a dishwasher. It's not even doing the dishes. It's just that when everyone leaves and there's like that overwhelming feeling of when there's cups and plates everywhere and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, I hate that. So I'm going to say, yeah, I would rather do like host an event at a bar or something. That'd be fun.
I just love a bougie restaurant. Or 2.
Or 7.
Yeesh. Are you convinced that men are, for the most part, basically bestial and have very few finer feelings?
Pretty sure.
Yes.
Pretty
I don't know
sure.
if I can answer
Pretty
this.
sure. Pretty sure.
No.
How do I answer this?
No, Marty
Okay.
has so many feelings.
I guess the opposite would be, are you convinced that women are, for the most part,
Like feminine and
feminine and have a lot of finer feelings?
I mean, yes.
Okay, then. Would you rather sit down and paint a picture or type letters or read a treatise than cook and serve a meal?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I don't want to do any of these things.
Honestly, no.
Then cook and serve a meal.
I'd rather cook and serve
Actually,
a
I think
meal
I'd rather cook and serve a meal.
than do a whole fucking letter.
Picasso.
No, I'd rather sit down and paint a picture. I'd rather do a coloring book than cook and serve a meal.
I just love.
I'd love
I
to
don't
eat a
know.
meal.
I
I'd
love
love
to
to
cook.
color a picture and then
Oh,
eat
actually,
a meal is
maybe
what I'd
I'm
love to do.
I'm realizing serving a meal is like serving it to other people,
Yeah.
not myself. So therefore, I'm gonna say yes. Would you be angry if the money you had carefully saved for a beautiful new outfit had to go to some emergency? No.
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 No,
That's
Emergency
I wouldn't
The
be
point.
mad. I might be disappointed.
I'd be like, damn, that outfit, but also
Yeah, it might be like-
emergency.
yeah, when I hear the word emergency too, I think like emergency, like I broke my arm. I had to go to like emergency.
Yeah.
Where I'd be like, oh shit, that sucks. But also, I like being alive and sustaining that for myself.
That is true. Would you be much more interested in your own promotions than in the one your boyfriend receives at his job? Yes.
Yeah.
In my own promotion.
Yeah, because I love me and I'm more important to me than
I was
others.
confused with this question. It's basically like, are you more interested in,
My own promotions than my partner's promotions.
Yeah.
Uh,
which I think the
I feel
only
like it's
reverse
equal.
of that.
I should be equal, right?
No.
No.
No?
I mean, I think when
I
if
mean-
you were more comfortable or you were more interested in their promotions, it's because you want to live off their money. Or their
okay,
success.
I think that's what
So
it's
O'Neill is
suggesting.
saying yes.
No, I'm saying
No.
no. I'm saying no.
I want my own career.
A sugar mommy? Perfect for me.
Okay. Would you rather have a nurse for your children and go to business instead of staying home and taking care of them yourself?
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a no.
Yeah, baby.
I'll be a stay-at-home dad, I promise.
I feel bad for children who like never see their parents, but
I think there's a happy medium.
I think there is a happy medium. I also don't think there's anything wrong with childcare because regardless, somebody's watching your kid, so it's either you or someone else. It's not a big deal. Would the approval of your boss mean much more to you than the words of approval spoken to by your boyfriend?
No.
No.
Wait,
Yes.
Yes.
My
No.
boyfriend's not filling out my paychecks. I don't give a damn if he's proud of me.
Wait,
I feel
would
like
the
a boss-
approval of your boss mean
Like
more?
approval?
Then would basically approval from your boss mean more than words of approval
Oh, no,
from
no,
your
no,
boyfriend?
No.
No.
Yes. He's the one signing my paycheck. Is
For
my
me,
boyfriend
it's just-
paying me?
But I'm going home to a boyfriend. I don't
Yeah.
need my boss
Yeah.
to.
You can get a new job. I mean, you can get a new husband.
I-
All right.
These are not mutually exclusive.
That's true. Okay, what are our numbers? I'm 4 on the nose and
1.
7 on the yes.
Me too.
Oh, just kidding. Opposite. Wait, I didn't count which one was
2,
which.
3,
Oh my God.
4, 5, 6, 7.
I'm
8.
4 on the nose and 7 on the
I'm
yeses.
also
I have
4 on
9
no.
no's and 2 yeses.
Just kidding.
O'Neill's a
Opposite.
wife.
7 no's, 4 yeses.
No, I have
I'm just a
7
feminist,
yeses,
guys.
4 no's. Okay, wait, and then
I mean, I'm definitely the career woman.
If you answer yes to all or almost all of the questions put to you, you are best fitted for a career, all caps. But if your answers are all or almost all no, then you are best fitted for love, all caps. Okay, wait, I have a
don't
problem with the
like-
way that's
yeah,
phrased. I got
don't
a
like
bone
that.
to pick with the way that is phrased.
What if I want
I thought it was
both?
like stay-at-home mom v career woman, not career
that
versus
is- that
love.
is-
Yeah.
It is definitely.
What does it mean, love?
Plot twist. I got both, bitches.
Boom, boom. Yeah, I'm a career lady. You're a career lady. O'Neill's a stay-at-home mom.
I'm a stay-at-home dad.
Malaika somewhere in the middle based on her look of stress.
I don't remember which hand was yes and which hand was no.
I think you almost have 50-50.
I think I had. No, I had 7 on one hand and 4 on the
there's
other.
11 questions, so having 50-50 is pretty tough.
Well,
Math.
that's not my major.
Okay, I think I was 7 on the S's. I'm career.
I think so too, because I think
I'm a
our
career
answers
woman.
were similar.
Guess I won't have love.
Guess I won't find love.
I'll
Sounds
be a
about
spinster.
pretty fucking standard.
Thanks, Cosmo. This is
Horrifying.
Is this from Cosmo?
Yeah, this is from Cosmo 1950s magazine.
Are you sure?
Just kidding. I googled Cosmo. No. Wait, I was told it was.
Scroll up.
I think it's from Slate.
Oh, yes, you're right. Slate. Oh, no, it comes from a magazine called The Girlfriend and the Boyfriend.
Which is an early 1950s magazine for young women. So
Yes.
thanks, Rebecca Onion, for putting this on the internet. Sorry about your last name. That sucks.
Oh, wow, but the person who took the quiz that we did was a scan, and the person who took the quiz had a lot of no answers, meaning they were destined for marriage. And actually, almost all of their answers
Except for
no.
the only one that they checked yes on was after you go to the altar and are married, would you rather continue to work and wait to have children until sometime later? They checked yes on that one.
Ah.
So they want
makes
to
sense.
start a career and then end it in
Yes.
flames?
Yes.
That's actually
Great.
funny. I do have a friend who is like studying for a very like long career if
Yeah.
she continued it.
Yeah.
However, she plans to get married and stop the career. She's like, "Oh, like I'll do this until I get married and then
I have
Boom.
something
I
I
feel-
think we should talk about, which is that the suggested article after this one is I think my cousin wants to sleep with me is I'm bad that I'm considering it. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that.
The answer is yes. I think though, if you're comfortable and you have like a career planned, and then if you're like fine afterwards, it's fine either side if you're planning on any career, whichever makes you comfortable, right?
Yes. Unless it's your cousin, in which case, don't do that. Don't get married at all. Neither of you should be a stay-at-home parent.
I was on YouTube into the vortex and there was a random YouTube video that I clicked on because of the title, and it was how this woman's husband cheated on her with his cousin while she was pregnant with their twins.
Oh.
And I listened to that story. I was like, what the heck is
God.
this?
I
Then
hate
they got back
everyone.
together and they had a third child. But I was like, how do you like live your life knowing? I don't know. That's just like, that's
That he's
Interesting.
cool with incest?
yeah. I mean,
That's not.
I guess there are certain states where that is more common.
Florida.
But
Alabama,
California is not one of them.
Bama.
Southern Missouri.
Yes.
Yikes.
Well, what's good to know is that we're career people and that O'Neill is going to be a stay-at-home mom.
Dad.
Dad.
So does that mean that if we ever have kids, we can just like pawn them off on O'Neill?
Yes. That's
Yes.
exactly what that means.
Okay.
He would love that crap.
I
That'd be a
fucking
birthday
love
present.
kids.
I will let you hang out with my child.
Drop your newborn babies at O'Neill's house and leave them for good. And he'll be so happy.
I've never seen O'Neill interact with a kid, though, so...
Wait, that's true. I have never seen you with a
You
kid.
want- Kids?
I used to babysit.
Why?
Yeah, who left
Who
you
let
alone?
you?
Huh? I don't know. I mean,
You-
kids are
You think
honestly,
you think
today's
hamburger
kids
helper
are-
is vegetables?
That's not true. Hold on. That's rude. Y'all are rude.
You know it's true. Well, is that
Well,
all for today?
I think so. Thanks for talking about adult relationships with us. It's really admirable to have someone in our life who knows what's going on. That's pretty cool.
I'm happy to
That's
be
cool.
here. Whenever you guys need advice,
Adore Kylie.
just call me. I
She's
love
so
this
sweet.
shit.
I think Kylie
I'm
likes,
living vicariously.
Yeah, I
through
think Kylie
Malaika.
likes having this younger fuck up cousin to watch.
Woo!
To end this episode, O'Neill has a new challenge for us.
So on your next date, you need to have the conversation, air quotes around that. And that's kind of just planning for your future, you know. How many kids do you want? What they want in their relationship, when they plan to move in, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, I think I know why you two are still single. You've been taking O'Neill's challenges and dating advice. This is like the number one thing you don't do on a first date is you don't talk about
not on
these
a first
things.
date, but I also expected them to definitely be in like longer term relationships.
Excuse me, where's your lifelong
Yeah, where's your long-term relationship, bitch?
Excuse me.
All right, so how about instead, my challenge for you is that you go home and you give yourself self-love. You envision love that you project onto other people and direct it inwards.
We already have
and
that
just love
one.
yourself.
That is true.
We have that one. Do you want to come over and dye my hair tonight, though, Malaika?
Sure.
Woo!
Oy vey. Well, okay, I think I'm going to take Kylie's challenge. That's more feasible.
Kylie's challenge.
I'm not having the conversation with anybody because, as Emil has pointed out, very much, we're single. Well, it's okay. Check out at Tinder Talks Pod on Twitter and Instagram to see how we do and to stay in touch.
Once again, I'm Megan.
And I'm Malaika.
And you've been listening to Tinder Talks. Until next time, bye.